Welcome to your guide to discovery. Today we'll be focusing on The Life of Pi by Ang Lee and The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. We will discuss how both texts explore elements of discovery, such as the multifactorial nature of truth, journeys of self-discovery, and the synthesis of the rational and the spiritual.
In The Life of Pi and The Alchemist, the technique of storytelling is used to expand the audience's worldview and show them that there is not one singular truth, but the discovery that any truth is fundamentally subjective and can be manipulated and moulded by the viewer and the storyteller alike. In Life of Pi, the final conversation between the Japanese insuranceman and Pi reveals a significantly grimmer version of his journey across the Pacific. Similarities between this story and the main story that we have been following are obvious. As the unnamed author says, so the hyena is the cook, the sailor is the zebra, the orangutan is your mother, and you, Pi, are the tiger. This narrative technique is called Ms. and a Beam, or story within a story, and is used to show that there is no single version of the truth. This forces the audience to realize that in this story, they must form their own interpretations of events, and hopefully discover more about themselves in the process. In The Alchemist, Coelho uses two mythical stones from biblical lore, Urim and Thummim, to explore the underlying nature of truth. These two stones are said to help you find the truth, but when they are used blindly by Santiago, they lead him to ruin. The author effectively uses the stones as a metaphor to show how it is important to discover through your own experiences what the truth means to you. Self-discovery can be something that slowly develops over the course of a long journey and can completely shift the way you view the world around you. During Pi's narration of his early life, Lee mentions his numerous interactions with the main religions of India, Hinduism, Christianity, and Islam. The final steps of this early religious journey are documented by his brother's teasing dialogue. "Are you going to Mecca this year, Swami Jesus?" which is responded to with silence. This exchange shows us how Pi is determined to discover the truth about God, no matter what his family thinks. This early journey of self-discovery is also reflected in the shift between traditional Hindu music at the Festival of the Light, Diwali, the silence in the Christian church, and the Muslims' call to prayer at the mosque. The combination of diegetic and non-diegetic sounds show Pi's emotional and spiritual self-discovery and act to connect him to something greater, which is represented through the panning shots up to the heavens when each religion is introduced into Pi's life. One way self-discovery is explored in The Alchemist is through the motif of the personal legend. This is what motivates Santiago to go on his journey. The personal legend is a symbol of all our dreams and desires. Through his text, the author implies that it is not just the achievement of the personal legend that is important, but is the journey along the way that is truly the most important thing, for only then can you discover who you truly are. Both texts are also concerned with intellectual and spiritual discoveries by exploring and synthesizing the nature of spirituality and rational thought. The narrative arc of Life of Pi acts as a metaphor for his journey of self-discovery. This tale represents Pi's spiritual journey, with the lifeboat representing Pi's faith, and the storms acting as his doubts and existential despair. His eventual arrival to the lonely beach represents Pi's final understanding and reconciliation of the rational and the transcendent, both of which he needed in order to survive his journey and reach a deeper understanding of the universe around him. Coelho also explores the nature of the transcendent and its relationship to the physical world through the motif of dreams, which is repeated throughout the text in order to reflect on the nature of human discovery. The Alchemist posits the theory that no greater goal can be realized unless significant hardship has been overcome. For example, Santiago loses everything he has just hours after he decides to go on his quest, but this setback allows him to be more prepared when he starts up his journey again. Coelho also uses the contrast between the characters of Santiago and the Englishman during their journey across the Sahara to portray the reconciliation between the intellectual and the spiritual. The Englishman is very learned, representing the intellectual. Santiago, in contrast, is down to earth and has greater connections to the world around him, representing the spiritual. Over the course of the journey, the two find out that only by working together can they survive their journey. This dichotomy in the story is symbolic for any person who is struggling to find meaning. Coelho is trying to say that these people need to reconcile the spiritual and intellectual sides of themselves, and only then will they be able to discover their true purpose and meaning in life.
The concepts and techniques used in these two texts, I've been able to understand the impact of personal discoveries, how they allow us to learn more about ourselves and the multifaceted nature of truth. I have also developed a deeper appreciation for the importance of reflecting on your own experiences in order to achieve a balanced and fulfilling life.